Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy Young. I was told to do an assignment. The assignment was what is a story that will help you introduce a person's ideas without giving the name of this person or group. Okay, stay with me. The year was 1955. It was a young preacher stood at the front of a crowded church in Montgomery, Alabama. Outside, buses roamed about half empty because thousands of people had decided that walking in the heat was better than giving in to the injustice. Okay. Inside, the priest spoke with calm strength. His voice filled the room not with anger, but with conviction. He talked about love, about peace, about a dream of a world where children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character. His words stirred hearts, and they soon stirred the entire nation. He marched, he was arrested, he was threatened, but he never raised his hands in violence. He raised his voice instead, and the world listened. This man showed that courage could be peaceful, that change could be born from compassion, and dreams could move mountains. I am talking about Dr. Martin Luther King, a courageous leader who dedicated life for fighting for equality, injustice, and civil rights for African Americans. He believed in using peaceful protests and the power of words instead of violence to bring change. Dr. King led marches, gave inspiring speeches like his famous I Have a Dream speech, and helped pass important laws that end segregation and discrimination. And he showed the world that love and unity and nonviolence are stronger than hate and division. I am commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because of his dreams continue to inspire people every day to stand up for what's right and wrong and treat others with fairness and respect. Dr. Martin Luther King also was a doctorate in theology and became a Baptist minister. He was one of the main American civil rights movements. He earned a doctorate in theology and became a Baptist minister. He was one of the main leaders of the American civil rights movements in the 1950s and the 1960s. And again, I am commemorating Martin Luther King Jr. because his message of peace and equality and the justice continue to inspire people all over the world to stand up for what's right and what's wrong and fairness. But Martin Luther King didn't stop there. He traveled all across the country giving speeches about love, peace, equality, and because of his courage and leadership, new laws were passed. America became a fair place for everyone. In 1964, he was given the Nobel Prize for spreading hope through nonviolence. But despite his national and international acclaim, King faced constant threats, arrests, and violence. He never wavered his commitment to nonviolence and justice, against racism and poverty and war, and believing deeply that change could be achieved through love, courage, and peace and persistence. That's all I have to say. Thank you for hearing me. My name is Jeremy Young. Thank you. Hey, hold on. Jay right here. I'm going to give you some more interesting facts you probably did not know about Martin Luther King. Has over 1,000 U.S. streets named after him. Martin Luther King was also arrested 29 times in his life. His birthday name was Michael, not Martin. He went to Moore College at the age of 15 and graduated at 19. At 35, Dr. Martin Luther King was the youngest male at the time to receive a Nobel Prize. King is the only non-president to have a national holiday in his name. 2 years to this day, Dr. King announced the start of his Poor People Campaign. The Poor People Campaign is a national call for more revised seeking. On January the 15th, 1929, Martin Luther King Jr. was born. His father was a powerful pastor in Atlanta, traveled to Germany in 1934, and was inspired by what he learned about the great 16th century. His father moved that he could change his name and his son, Martin Luther King, could return home. On September 20, 1958, a woman asked Martin Luther King at a book signing, "Are you really Martin Luther King?" When he said yes, she plunged a 7-inch letter opener into his chest. The tip of the blade barely punctured his aorta. The surgeons who saved his life later told him that if he hadn't had such a powerful sneeze, that would have killed him. Alright, for this time, my name is Jeremy Young. Thank you for listening. I will see you guys later. Thank you.